Hello, my dear. Rhonda Constant, your favorite hometown medium, physical energy healer, oracle card advisor, paranormal investigator, voice for your loved ones. I don't need to explain anything to you, I don't think, except I like to remind you this is not an exact science. We communicate the best way we can, so sometimes you got to stretch it outside the box a little bit. We'll get close. This may not be exact. It's just the best we can do. So, okay, so the first thing I asked him was if Miranda is with him. And he's going, yes, 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 yes. And he's showing her sitting in a chair in front of him, and he's, excuse me, standing behind her, but to her left behind her, with his right hand on her left shoulder. No idea if this makes any difference with anything, because he says there's other people. So it's not just like him behind her. So he's moved over to the side because there's other people there too. Something about a grandma or grandmother type figure. Doesn't always have to be a blood. It has to be that feeling of the relationship that is strong with her, as far as that is with her the strongest or the closest or the most, or I don't know how to say it, but it would be her grandmother type figure. And I always say grandmother type because, like I said, it doesn't have to be blood. The little lady next door can feel more like a grandmother to you if you live next to her 40 years than your real grandmother who lives clear across the country. It's that kind of feeling, energy. So he has a big smile on his face, and he says, "How are you?" And then he kind of chuckles, and he says, "I already know. I already know. And I know I've told you before, I promise you, 1000%, they can hear you, they can see you. Talk to him." He says, "Sometimes you make his ear hurt." And he's laughing, he's joking. Talk to him all you want to. They can always tune us out. Like I asked one of my medium friends, I said, "Does Bob hear me?" She goes, "Yeah, but sometimes he turns you off because you just keep going and going and going." It's me. So, so he had asked me, I just got this new deck, and he had asked me to pull 3 cards. Sometimes they do that. So I haven't worked with this deck very much. It says, taking out the trash, finally dumping that loser, cutting ties, emotional clearing, self-love, spring cleaning, healing. So he's wanting you to take out the trash, learn about self-love. Do some spring cleaning on yourself. Take out the trash. And then there was looking closely, observing, nitpicking, creeping, situation magnifying, things getting rectified, focus. Look closely, focus. Things are, it looks like it's doing weird shit on my end. Things are going to be rectified. Take out the trash, it will be rectified. And stork. A new addition, ideas manifested, pregnancy, baby, child, children, family, good news, inspiration. So this doesn't necessarily mean that you're pregnant. Of course, I don't have any clue if you would be. But it could be just new ideas, new inspiration. So once you take out the trash, and then you look at it a little closer and observe it, and focus on what you need to focus on, and then you'll get these inspirations. Unless you're pregnant, but you'll still get inspirations. Sometimes they like You pull out a card because the words are there. Sometimes they don't get the words out enough easily or whatever. Anyway, he says, have you done something different with your hair? So by saying that, he's acknowledging that you've done something, or you're getting ready to, or you're thinking about it, or go ahead and do it. Hang on. I'm trying to figure out what this song he's singing. All right. I don't know that he's old enough for this song, but this is an oldie. But he's singing The Caissons Keep Rolling Along. The caisson is Caissons. That's an old, like, army military song, but it's something about over hill, over dale, we will hit the dusty trail as the caissons keep rolling along. Go Google the words of that song. There's something about you moving along through the dust, through the whatever, over hill, over dale, even if it's going uphill and downhill. There's something about that he's trying to get a message to you about. Keep going, keep moving, keep rolling along. He says, keep scooting. He's going, keep scooting. You're better than that. You're beautiful. He's shown himself laying on a beach. He's got a lounge chair, and he's all kicked back, laying on a beach. So I don't know if this is something you've done, or he's not showing anybody else around him. I don't know if you live close to a beach, you've been to a beach, he used to go to a beach. Don't know what he's signifying with this, because he's just showing kicked back by a beach, all relaxed, comfy, warm from the sun. I don't even see a herd of people around him, so now he's talking about a rabbit. You just saw a rabbit, you have a rabbit, don't know. Sometimes they just throw words out. So hopefully they don't give me all the details. They'll give me just enough that you should have a clue. And if you don't have a clue what he's talking about, keep it in mind, because you'll either remember it later, see it later, or somebody else will validate it for you and go, oh, I know what he's talking about. Maybe a rabbit's going to run in front of your car. I don't know. It's their show. I let them do what they feel is best. Mom needs to be taken care of. He's talking about your mom, not his mom. Needs to be taken care of. Needs more self-care. Needs more care and understanding from everybody around her. She's hiding a lot. She's hiding a lot of things, he means. Hiding a lot of things from everybody. It's eating her up. I know that's my fault. Don't let it eat you up. It's not yours to own. It's my package. Give it back to me. When he's talking about a package, sometimes I tell people, yeah, he's doing it. Sometimes I tell people, like, if you're holding on to, like, guilt, but it's really not your guilt, it's his guilt. It's not yours. Just imagine, just visualize you have a little package in your hands, and hold it out and give it back to him. And that will release it from you. It's an energetic thing. It's part of the energy work. Give it back to him because he wants it back. It's his. It doesn't belong to you. You need to give it back to him. It's not yours to keep. You need to let go of it. He says, even if you try to convince yourself it's yours, it's not. There's something of his that you cuddle up to, that you hold sometimes, that you smell, like a shirt or something. And sometimes you throw it when you get pissed off at him, when you go through the anger part of it, which is perfectly normal. You kind of wad it up and throw it. But the rest of the time, you kind of snuggle up with it. And that's okay. He's showing me an X. X marks the spot. X marks the spot. He showed me an X like it was up on a wall, but now it's on the ground. I don't know what X marks the spot means. Something about this spot, though, he's staying right there where that X is. Like, X marks the spot. He keeps saying it. He says sometimes you hear him whisper. He's not trying to yell, but you hear like a whisper. He's not telling me what word he's saying, word or words. It's like one word. It's like hey or something like that, just but it's a whisper. It's like something you would just barely hear, and then you go, did I just hear something? So know that that's him. Make sure you validate him, acknowledge him, tell him you love him, ask him to bring you more signs. You've also heard him shuffling or walking through the house. And it might have been just a smidgen, just a little bit, real quiet. And if any of them do anything that scare you, tell them, hey, knock it off. Do something nicer. Do something that's not spooky. A lot of times I go to people's houses and they go, oh, my house is haunted. And I go, no, it's just grandma roaming around checking on you. Okay, he drew my eyes. Oh my gosh, they make me itch. He drew my eyes to my little rock. See, it has an owl on it. It was a gift. So you've either recently seen, owls are a big sign for me. Big sign. I've got owls everywhere. They're a big sign for my Bob. So you've either recently seen or heard an owl, or you're going to. That's going to be another sign from him. Make sure you validate him, acknowledge him, let him know that you know it's him, and tell him you love him. And tell him it's okay to bring you signs and do things like that, if that's what you want. It's totally up to you. Frosted Flakes and Rice Krispies. I don't even know if they make Rice Krispies anymore. I don't think I've seen any. Frosted Flakes and Rice Krispies. It's not, I don't know why he's mentioning cereal. Toe in the water, ass in the sand. oh, what's that song? He's not singing the song. What's that song? Okay, it's the song Toes by the Zac Brown Band, but he's not singing it, but still stuttering. Oh my goodness. He's back on that. He's not showing me that he's back on that beach, but he's talking about the toes in the water and ass in the sand. So I'm not sure that he's referring to the song. My grandson used to love to sing that song because he got to say the word ass. So know that if you're going to a beach, he will be there. Ask him to join you. Invite him. Tell him it's okay. Or you've been to a beach and he was there. Did you take his ashes to some kind of a beach type thing? Anyway, they just give me enough details so you should know what they're talking about. It's none of my business. He's being a little, what's the word I want to use, reserved, like not being real forthcoming with information, a little hesitant. We've done this enough times. He knows the routine. What is the storyline? What is the storyline? I have no clue. A cream colored cat. He's just throwing stuff out. He's not even, he's not really showing a lot of pictures. It's totally up to him. Be careful of that car. He's not answering the questions that I'm asking him. So be careful of that car. I don't know if it's something you're going to be driving, or be careful crossing the street. I don't know. Be glad when this shit's over. So he's watching the virus stuff. He's watching what everybody's going through. So to be glad when everybody can get back to a normal life. He says people don't even know where they're from anymore. He's not tying things in together. He needs to step up. He's saying something about put your headphones in and like play some mellow music, chill out, and listen to the thoughts that come into your head, and not the thoughts about doing the laundry, doing the dishes, blah, 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 all that stuff. Think you're going to hear him if you do that. Or you have heard him. You have to be in kind of it's kind of like meditation, but meditation isn't all about, doing that kind of stuff. My meditation, because I can't sit still, is walking by the river with woo-woo music in, and all kinds of things come in once I get in that zone. So I don't know that he's talking about you meditating. Just try putting some calm, kind of even music in your earbuds and kind of make your mind go a little blank. I'm blonde, mine's blank all the time. And See what happens. He's saying something about you're going to connect. He says, yes, you can find a time. How did this happen? He said, I honestly don't know. He says he doesn't have good rhyme or reason for it. Stupid. He's kind of just shaking his head like he's kind of bewildered, like he honestly doesn't know. I don't think he has a good, clear reason why he did what he did. And a lot of times, and I don't know if I told you this before, and I just told somebody else in a reading, before we come here, we decide our exit point. Could be when we're 1 day old, could be when we're 100 years old. Depending on when that timeline is, what's going on with the people around us, how it's going to affect them, what's going on in their lives, what they're going to learn from it. It can wiggle just a little bit, but not a whole lot. And that's when we're going to leave. Sometimes, even in suicide, it's done because in a past life, somebody did it to us, and then in this life, we do it back to them. It doesn't mean it's you. Not at all. I'm not talking about you did it to him in some other life and it's your fault that he did it this time. I'm not saying that at all. It's the experience. It's the thing that we learn, that we grow from. It's part of the evolving, part of the karma, however you want to say it. So most of the time, suicide is you kind of cheated your timeline and you leave before you're supposed to. He was supposed to leave. And there was a reason for it happening this way. So that's why he's kind of like, it's just supposed to happen. It was just supposed to be. It was just like he doesn't really even know why, but that's the way it was supposed to be. And he's very calm, very relaxed, very mellow, very soothing, very laid back, comfy. And he wants you to feel that. So he's going back to the earbuds. He wants you to feel those things that I just mentioned that I feel from him. He wants you to feel that. Try it. And it might take more than once. I'm not going to guarantee 100% that you're going to hear him feeling, but I kind of think that you are, or at least something. So if you go into it like this, it won't happen. And it took me, the first time I did that, 3, 4, 5 times. And I said, what the hell's going on? It's not, give it time. Find that spot, calm spot. He's kind of stressing it. Okay, so he pulled my eyes to the time on the clock, and it was 11:11. So go Google angel numbers 1111. I did not ask you to say that. My phone's piping up. Angel numbers 1111, 4 ones, and see what the definition of that is. Nice. I don't know what he's doing. Now he's in a chariot. He's in a chariot with a full set of armor on. I don't know. I have no clue. And he's, like, chariot's moving really, really fast. I don't know if he's shown me like a past life Whether maybe he dressed up like this for Halloween one time, maybe, I don't know. Seems like I'm saying an awful lot of I don't know with this reading. But, like I said, the details are none of my business. They do not waste their energy. They don't waste the message. There's a reason for every single thing he says or shows. You just may not know what it is at this moment. I know I don't. Okay, with that, he's charging off on his chariot. He looks like a big, powerful warrior, protector. Has his armor on. I don't see a sword. So know that he's your warrior. So anytime you feel like you need protection, call on him. Call on him. Ask him to bring his chariot. He's a big warrior. Got the armor. Okay, with that, he's leaving, my dear. Much love to you. Thank you for allowing me to be his voice. Rhonda Constant, your favorite hometown medium, physical energy healer, oracle card advisor, paranormal investigator, voice for your loved ones. Later.